We Lewi. Ushamaliza. Hayai.
Mastingo ni daddy. Hello beautiful people, wherever you are, welcome back. It's underscore Gint back to Here we are, and again the rain wanna be coming. Whenever I'm gonna be spotted, Gint wanna be starting the video, we're raining. Oh my living God. I think God loves us and love Gint mostly because they talk about, oh Gint, we have to do much of the things coming one on one. Guys, today I have received my jacket and I think Wagwan. Hiya, tomorrow is another day. Hiya, Konki. So guys, as we're gonna be democratizing this kind of the video, it's Mayani gonna be leaving from home here a little bit, and he has got much of talk about something to go and enter to the house. And somebody was talking about, oh Gintu, Mayani has taken the wife and has brought it to you here. I'm not receiving any person's wife here. Who told you that I'm intermingling here? That's the narcissist of the highest order. So the fact has to come out clearly right now here to make sure that everything is just very fundamental and very fantastic as we continue and vibe with this kind of the video. It has to be coming to you live. Today I have received my jacket. This is the jacket that this kind of the goons, they came and they were attacking me. So I saw that this kind of the jacket was going to be so heavy for me. So I had to leave it at the fish pond there. And Lady J took it with the stand. But they have talked about the stand. They will not return it back. But today I have received my jacket. And they talk about the bag that they're going to be holding that kind of a stand. But the stand, I think it's so beneficial to them, they're going to be selling it, I think about. So because they have now to get me, so they want to be selling the stand so they can just pay some of the bills for the fueling and here and there. So you can just understand that's kind of the vibe. So at the real vibe of the time is to make sure that everybody is tuned. My camera is not cameraing, yeah, now you can just see each other here. Thank you very much. So the tiling, guys, we are making sure that the tiling is on the protocol to be observed here. So I think the movement is so fantastic. It's because of the rain. I think today could have finished the whole of this side here, but because of the rain, right now it's 5 in the evening. And if it could not be the rain, I'm telling you that as a fact. He could have already finished this kind of the zone. And it's so fast in terms of making sure that everything is so fantastic. But the rain is raining here, cutting us down and you know, it's not cutting us like a girlfriend and a boyfriend here. So cutting, you can understand. Cutting is, here in Africa, whenever say that somebody is cutting for you, it's making sure that is a vamoose or aroused, so it can just come and flirt with somebody here. So that's a cutting here in Africa. So the real fact is our rain were coming, but we have some of they are called cavero. They called cavero or the polythene here. We're going to be covering the whole section here so they can not, whenever this kind of the rain going to be raining here and it leaches to this kind of the spots here, it can bring some stupid things which this kind of the tiles will just fall down. So that's why you can just check is coming from there with an immediate effect to make sure that they are applying something called the grout. Exactly. Man, Peter, yeah. Everything is fantastic. And now I see you, man. Mungu, you are bright and the brightest here. You are brightening onto my camera. Hey, yeah. Everything is good, man. Yeah. So, but you are not feeling the cold because the cold is colding here.
But you know, I've already adapted to the environment.
You have acclimatized to the environment of the G Castle.
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand how the things are moving.
Yeah.
So the real fact, guys, are here is just rubbing to make sure that is getting all the spaces provided so they can just be so clean as whenever they're going to be applying the grout, it's going to be so effective and very, very clean as possible. That is what is meant here. So you're going to be cleaning the whole section and applying the grout to make sure that you're going to be very, very strong enough. So the tools and everything is acquired here, very fantastic. And they're going to be a pleasure. It has been a pleasure for us to reach this kind of the far brim that we have already got to this kind of the end. But what I can just talk about is we are having this kind of a problem. That much of the people now are just manhandling our own philanthropical Basha in a way that they want to manhandle us. And what I can just imply is I think that's why I was talking about going to be meeting with this kind of the boy so they can just give me my stand. If they have just brought my sweater here, everything is so fantastic. But whenever I'm wearing it, I always sense about, oh, these people are going to be coming back here. So don't have that kind of a problem going to be coming to me here. There's no problem again. So that's the good effect and the good moment that I'm always having. So I think they're going to be returning everything very slowly, very slowly. Because we are waiting for that kind of the moment to reach. Because we don't have much of the time to hesitate. Shagara bagara, and the reaction of here and there. It's going to be ending up. So I see the things are just running. I think the G Castle now is making a shape, as you can just check here. And I think everybody going to be talking about, oh, get to let the G Castle move. That's the fantastic moment that we are ever doing here to make sure that we are moving very forward here. I see one of the technique here the boy is ever using here. I don't know which kind of the technique is this one. So are you rubbing using sand?
Yeah.
Oh, you're using sand?
I'm using sand so as to remove this one. You see this cement which are stuck on this.
Oh, this kind of the metallic corner strip.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the moment I put sand.
So the sand crab,
Yeah.
you are scrubbing. Eh?
Yeah.
Oh, why can't you use a scarring pad?
Scarring pad. Not that.
That one of washing vyombo. That one of use of kitchen or making sure that you are cleaning utensils.
Steel.
Not it's an act of a steel, either pad, either the scarring pad. Not for the female. You know, sometimes boys outside there, they don't understand. So whenever I say the scarring pad, you're talking about that one of fixing into ladies here. But everything is okay, guys, as we just continue with much of the vibe of today. And I think the cleaning is so fantastic here to make sure that the boys have been trained to make sure that the cleaning is so fantastic. And whenever they're going to be coming from the far end, that's why you can just see it's spotting so clean. But the only thing that's bringing us down a little bit is this kind of the gutter. It's having too much. It's having too much of this kind of it's because of we can talk about it because of the cleaning and also the construction alongside the iron sheets here. That's why it's looking that way here. So as far as everything is in concern, is having much of the time here to make sure that he's training. For the next time we're gonna be having this kind of the moment coming out, we're gonna be having fixed everything here to have a very inducive moment here. We're gonna be back to school, and that's the best moment that we're gonna be talking about here. As far as we are just going to the downside there, so you can just check on what is really happening here. The engineer, let me notice support you here onto the head and they hit you like a cherry drum. Fantastic, exactly. So here's the moment here. Oh, screeding small, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, whenever you're gonna be getting to the screeding point, we are already in the screeding position here. So it's directing much of the water to come to this kind of the spot here, so as you can have a good flow of water, so that you cannot have the retainancy up at this kind of the area. So there's nothing that's gonna be going to the loss here. Hey bro, what's up, man? Everything is good?
Yeah.
Everything is okay?
Yeah.
So you are cleaning?
Cleaning the phone here.
Oh, cleaning. So I thought you could have a sack of cement so you can just clean the wheelbarrow meticulously. Or that's where you are heading to.
That's where I'm heading.
Oh, that's where you are heading to. Maybe I'm giving you the idea.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Somehow. Exactly. And these ones here, you're gonna be taking them off? Yeah. Acha nikuje. So guys, we are having much of the moment here to share and talk about the fastidious moment here to share and talk about, wow, everything is wagwan, meticulous, fantastic, into A, woo, into B, yeah man, into C, riet, into D, ra, woo, woo, and everything is so fantastic, guys. The music is gonna be vibing here every time and then, and making sure that people are just enjoying the vibe and making it happen. Because from the G Castle here, people just have to continue making sure that they're gonna be getting the much of the food here. A party gonna be coming here, party after party, 5-day party here, and people gonna be booking much of the spaces here. Talk about, Gint, I'm gonna be looking for this kind of the space. Oh, I need the second bedroom. Oh, I need the third bedroom. Oh, I need your master bedroom. Oh, gonna be everything is okay. So I'm gonna be getting much of the vibe here, and I'm gonna be making sure that I'm gonna be having some of 2-3 thoughts here, so they can just rectify much of the things here, and everything gonna be so okay and fantastic at the same time. So I think the welding here is completing, and I see the door there is looking like for the Vietnam. The door is looking for like Vietnam. Very hard doors here, making sure that no one can penetrate. I think Vietnam, people for Vietnam here, I'm formulating the doors that like are gonna be be formulating like rewards here. So keep it tuned, keep it locked. I'm coming back to your section. Here we go, one-on-one live. Back to the game after much of the alliteratives here, and everything is just moving so fantastic as we just have all the moments that we ever been cherishing to having this kind of the moment, A, B, C, D. We have much of the things to reveal here, and as far as everything is in concern, the G Castle is just behind me there, and everybody's talking about, oh, the G Castle here. Guys, you know, it has not been so easy, and much of the people are still talking about, oh, Gint, how are you making it here? How can you just make sure that, can you orient us to this kind of the vibe of how making sure that things are just moving forward? Guys, the fact is we are making things to have a change, and for us to have a change is determination. Like right now, guys, I'm looking like a shamba boy here, and even I'm having some of the short here to make sure that everything is fantastic. As far as everything is in concern, we have a very much moment to share and talk about people are struggling to make it happen, because it's not only that you have depending in one of the section that, oh, Gint, we have to depend on this one, oh, you have to depend on that one. There's not that kind of the moment here. For the real fact, which is ongoing very straight, is I've already pressurized much of the conduct and also the boy who are making sure that this kind of the lunatic psychopathism people who are always making sure that they're going to be dealing with everybody simultaneously with their own effect. But today, they have made sure that they have just brought me back my own jacket. Now I'm feeling characteristically good, and I can now bounce a little bit here to make sure that I'm feeling very fantastic, guys. You know, much of the people, I was just I was just underrated. That why are this kind of the people having all of the things? Because when I was making sure this kind of the people are coming with much of the big trees and the logs of trees to hit me, I talked about, oh, will I survive with this kind of the reaction that are just they are coming like mongooses here? Am I going to survive? I talked about, no. This kind of the things out there just doing it. No. I have to iteratively think about it twice. So I had to make sure that I'm going to pressurize so they can just give me all the gadgets. But they have refused with the stand, and they are talking about the stand. Maybe they have sold it, because that's the real fact. Because they are lacking much of the money, so they can just have other things to continue. But the real fact of the day is it's going to be coming back. It's just a matter of time. That's the real fact. And when the time going to be reaching to it on the brim point, I think they're going to be making sure that I'm going to be getting to my things. But if my jacket is on, I think about they are now coming to my own back, so they can just back up me. And all the things that they were ever doing, you understand that I'm always small. I don't have that kind of the hesitation that, oh, I have to go so fast, I have to do this one, I have to do this one. No, the only thing is giving them time. So as whenever it's gonna be just reaching the point, they will not have anywhere to run. They will not have anywhere to rush to. That's the real effect that is always coming. And when it comes to the point that we want to make it happen, we're gonna be making it happen. Nobody is fearing. Much of the people are talking about, oh, Gint, why are you fearing this kind of the lunatic psychopaths people? No, Gint is not fearing. The only thing is we are having a respect that, okay, because the YouTube platform I was not having, I ever ate from your family, I ever stayed with you, but the effect is, why are you treating us like rats? We are treating us like the people are not having anything to offer to the society. That's what is bringing much of the harm. But when we come synthetically and talk about, oh, are we going to be doing this kind of the thing? How are we going to do it? And if you come out with your own absolute moment and talk about, I want to do my own things, very asquaciously and very heterozygously, they talk about this kind of the person is now jealousy, has been getting much of the money, now is mistreating, now is doing this one. It's because of the jealousy that all the things, imagine the G castle that I'm building at my home here, it could be belonging to the Kangi and to the pocket right now. Maybe it could be the one which is now he could be building in terms of making sure that is now it could, the G castle gonna be like the swimming pool of Kangi. That's the real fact, because the swimming pool that you're gonna be building the way he was talking about, and he doesn't have money to build that swimming pool is ever talking about, which is just a loud thing, and just talking about, oh, somebody can just come out and talk about, I want to build you. Right now people have just changed, and we know now the government which is there into the US, and we understand much of the things. If a person could just talk about, oh, you know what, Gintu, or Kangi, you know what, I'm going to be buying you a generator. And it ended up without no generator. And the only thing that he was ever doing, we exposed them out that much of the people, much of the ladies were being sold for them to get money. So when we established and got out this kind of the vamoosing reaction, they ever knew that there's no money. That's why Kangi is always complaining that, oh, this kind of the people are behaving normally this way, they're behaving that way. It's because of one thing. We cut the legs and they cut the hands short because much of the money that they were gaining, it was coming from the gainism. It was coming from the porn hubs. It was coming from making sure they're selling much of the ladies, making sure that, oh, I'm coming to help you, oh, bring your children here. But at long last, you are a window, you are just being introduced to this kind of the sarcasm and the stupidity of talking about, oh, we have to sell you. That's why you see Kangi is always talking about this kind of the people are going to be destroying them. And whoever is funding us, who is funding me? Who is funding? If you have ever been funded so you can just construct your villa and you never finished, you brought a broke, talk about a broke ghetto lady who could just synthetically not manhandle or handle herself and talk about you're going to just do something very meticulous. That's the point that I'm going to be talking about. You are looking at the effective that you want to destroy other people, but you don't understand yourself. And that's the real fact that is just bringing much of the harm to this kind of the reaction of today. That is the real fact that is coming out. But when we come authentically, that how are we going to handle ourselves? How are we going to do this kind of the movement to go forward? Alphabetically, not handling other pogroms of the day, but handle your own things that you want to absolutely bring out. And that's what is bringing much of the harm. And much of the people are talking about, oh, this kind of the people are bad this way, this kind of the people are bad that way. But when we come to the synthesis of the time is, we are giving them a very hectic time. We are giving them a very bad a moment that, oh, are you going to be striving in this one? Are you going to be doing it? Look at right now, Lady J is having nothing to offer to the society. We ever expressed much of the things, talk about from Matiko, whatever he did to Matiko, whatever he did to the wife of Matiko, told in Chagwa. You understand what happened. And they're just using this kind of the ladies because of this kind of the thing called OnlyFans. So they can just get money and build. When we expressed out everything, they're not talking about this kind of a person called Gint. Whenever I can get him, I'm going to be deleting him completely. Because they know that we have cut the leg and the hands that were feeding this kind of the people. Right now, they're just struggling. Look at the last time here. The demon talked about, oh, I have to support my brother because of... There's no money. Because even him, if it could not be the demon who promoted her, he promoted him with much of the ballast so they can just continue with his own the construction. He's talking about, guys, we have done it here. It's a good appreciation. And next time you understand that not everybody has everything at that moment that you're talking about. And when I was just giving my vibe during that day, guys, I was this way. And having much of the lecture to the camera, you know, I was lecturing in the camera. And so that people can just watch. Right now, even I'm lecturing the camera here, one-on-one. But the fact is that when I was lecturing the camera this way, I was standing and I was having this kind of the coat. Then I talked, it's becoming so hot. So I have to just remove this kind of the sweater out. And I put it down there and much of the bag that could just hold that kind of the stand. When I put it out, I started giving the lecture A, B, C, D. It was Gintu A, woo! Gintu B, yeah man. Gintu C, react. Gintu D, yeah man. And I was talking about this, the movement we have to go forward. But despite the challenges, when I started doing the spotting this way, I saw people just remaining like 20 meters to reach for Gintu. I was like, am I going to go safari rally? Or I stand, then they come. When I talked about, oh, I saw like 3 people. I talked about, 3 people can just be nothing for me. So let them come. So, because I know myself. And whenever I saw, other 3, they just developed from the river. I talked about, no, they were having now logs of trees. Hey, safari rally. Who could see me? Safari rally. So they were just behind like dogs. Whoa, 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 whoa. You understand the dogs out there always back. So I just left there and I left the stand talking about, oh, the border guy should speak it and get it back, even the sweater. And Lady J is going there with a big mouth, with a stupid head and with a mongoose behavior, talking about, you know what? No, even you are behind this kind of the people. You are even part of the program of Gintu. And they took much of my things here and they think about, oh, now they're going to be doing something which is meticulous. Back to the system, making sure that everything is so fantastic. And my sweater is back, and it's the conduct who brought my sweater back and making sure that everything is so awesome. So to the real effect is, things are getting hotter. Things are getting hotter here. So things are getting hotter. Hallelujah. Wagwan. That's the real fact that we're going to be coming out. Hallelujah. Yeah, exactly. And much of the things are going to be coming to you live here. Because of much of the things how they're going to be occurring outside there. People think about, oh, this kind of the people are this way, this kind of the people are this way. We are not interested in that kind of the mongoosement and the internutive languages and the sanitized language that they're always talking about, you know what, Dad, I'm going to be coming. Even the cucumber going to be asking your father that, you know, Dad, I got a lady. She told me that I have to go to, I can have him a cucumber. How do you see? How many angle do you want? It will be stupidity of the highest thought. You're speaking like a lady, know whom you want to be married. And right now, you know, everybody has sensed that, oh, this kind of the person going to be, how is this kind of the person reacting? And right now, even Hello Pengu is out of that kind of the deal. He ever signed the contract making sure that he's going to be dedizing this kind of the boy. That's why even he's not ever using the brain. If you're using the brain behind the buttocks here, that's the brain you're going to be using. And he's being squeezed like the last feces are going to be coming out. That's the real fact. To the fiatest moment is that we are having much of the time to complain and apply to ourselves that I talked to much of the people that we are small. I don't have much of the hesitation talk about, oh, I have to run this corner, I have to go around this corner, I have to run to this kind of the corner. No, I don't have that kind of the moment. But the fact has to be withstood as a fact that I don't fear anyone unto the village and I fear nothing. That's the real fact. And some people think about, oh, it's because of this. It's because of the respect. We are having a respect that the con mom, she was my teacher, but she was a thief during the teaching practice of herself in my school. That was the fact. When she was talking about how much of the money was being stolen, children cannot do some of the things that we were doing. So the respect is she was the teacher where I was. That's the real fact. And she was teaching us a religious education. Only religious education. And writing notes from A to Z. Now we are just behind like dogs. You have ever seen somebody is writing notes? Yeah. You are now copying behind like something. Talk about, I want you to write notes from page 1 to page 14. My friend, during the night we are writing and writing for nothing. That's what, the only honest is we are honest that she was doing much of the thing, the teaching practice. But the effect that they're just coming out with is allegations of stupid ideology. And when this kind of the sweater was coming, the conduct was talking about, oh, Gint now, you know, tata, ile maswala tuliona tuachane, tusameheane. The fact is, you want to be coming back to me. Because I talked about, I'm very slowly. I don't have much of the hesitation talk about, oh, we have to run here, but whenever they're going to be coming to me, going to be running like safari rally. That's the time they were thinking about, oh, get us to run this way, get us to run that way. But somebody coming to accuse you for you to be shot, completely deleted. You know that is the biggest case that I've already filed to make sure this kind of the people want to be going in for it. So right now they have going to be making sure they're going to be coming closer. And the coming closer is to make sure that hitting them, to make sure everything is getting forward. That's the real fact. But the point that I'm going to be getting forward to the point is we have to respect each other. Despite that I ever grown from your position. Why do you want to talk about, you know, and you gave me much of your blessings. Whenever I was growing, I was told that, oh, you are the best farmer here. I like whatever you're doing. I was blessed. Right now they're coming to attack Gintu. You are a stupid person. You are doing no. Yet you blessed me already. So you are just talking about they're going to be bringing you the blessings that you gave me. That's the awkwardness of the highest order. But we have to get forward arithmetically, the way we want to focus and focused forward. That is what we are just needing, and we are making it happen. And much of the things are just happening. Right now, they're going to be talking about now, let's chase this kind of the person, put him behind the bars, and make sure that there's nothing going to be happening here. But when we go to the conclusion of the moment, and we come to the real enforcement of the moment, and we just tangle and know that what are we just going to do? They're just wondering that, oh, the G Castle is ongoing, and we're going to be making sure that everything is fantastic. We're going to be finishing the G Castle here. We have a party here, and people want to be having some party here, party. Then I go. I'm gonna be guys. Somebody to talk about how is Jamaica? How is Jamaica? I'm gonna be coming to Jamaica after the G Castle here. After the party, pop, Jamaica or USA. Or, you know, I'm not like Kangi who is just been blocked not to come to any kind of the country in the US. The fact is because of the stupidity of a high appetite of cucumberization. That's the stupidity of Kangi himself. Because he cannot control the cucumberization. He cannot control himself from flirting, from arousing himself with much of the ladies from the village here. That's the real fact. And even from the other countries, he was even telling us that, oh, Gintu, you know what, whenever you go to the US, you just stick to me. I tell you how the things are, you know, outside there. You know, those kind of the people, whenever you go there, you're going to be having this kind, this, and then this. And a lady can say that, oh, Gintu, he has kidnapped me. Oh, Gintu is having talk about insecure, talk about cucumberization. So it might be a chaos for, you know, the first rule of United States is enforced to enforce much the rights of the children, then women. So men can, even dogs are there at the third stage than even men. So we understand. So whenever Kangi was doing them, and I don't know if he was sensing, and he's talking about, oh, I'm a university graduate my foot. The fact has to come out clearly. The only thing he's ever doing is that the cucumber is long. Yes, he's ever playing the fact that he is swaying, very meticulous. So he's swaying. It's always Gintu A, pam, pam, pam. Gintu B, pam, pam, pam. Gintu C, wah, wah, wah. Gintu D, pam, 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 pam. That's the only thing that he ever knows. But when we come to the straight point of using a brain, is ever using the buttocks. That's the real fact. He's just listening from the buttocks. That's the fact. So he cannot even reason behind the flirtment that he ever doing. He understand the law. He understand everything. Right now he's having much of the fine to raise 250,000 United States of America, which is a United States, which is a USD. And that's the real fact. He has to conclusively go and pay that kind of the fee, so that much of the ladies who reported him, you can understand, much of the ladies who has ever stayed. Look at right now, it's just a matter of moment. Kangi is having the Argentina long nose. That's the fact. Just a matter of moment. Just last time he was being called with the talk about the sausage girl. Oh, love, you know, love, yeah, I know how the, and this kind of the people, I know Nasto is just behind the scene, and he's talking about, oh, this kind of the people, you have done very meticulous thing. Nasto, you are becoming stupid. And when we meet outside there, we're going to be talking that kind of the moment, because you are now mistreating yourself. And right now, we talked about Nasto could be a very big person, so he can just be manhandling himself. And he could be having his own brand. And then Nasto is just always talking about, oh, Kangi, oh, Kangi, oh, Kangi. So Kangi is becoming Kangi every time. So sometimes Nasto should gauge himself, thinking about, he's a very good man, yes, but he should sense, he should just have some senses even beyond the expectation of the buttocks only. So he can just appear very meticulous to this kind of the platform. He's always talking about, yeah, Kangi, oh, Kangi. When will you grow now from this kind of the sarcasm person? And you're thinking about, oh, Kangi. He's having nothing to offer to our society right now. He has nothing to do with us right now. We have developed ourselves. And we're going to be making sure that there's nothing going to be defaulting to our own affidavit point. That's why we want to get forward and do much of the things forward. That's the only fact that we need. But the fact of bringing that, oh, this kind of the people that are being funded with much of the people from the US, we're going to be tracking and getting whoever are funding this kind of the people, you are just, oh, shame on you, shame on you. You will not get anyone. You are thinking about, oh, who is supporting Gintu? You're going to be knowing who is supporting. So as you can know, this kind of the people, are they ones they were supporting you? And everybody we are accumulating. Let me tell you guys, the supporters of Gintu, the supporters of Mkaro, the supporters of this kind of the people, are all of the reactors. They're all of them. There was once upon a time they were supporting Kangi. Why is it right now they have just vamoosed? It means that this kind of the people are building, like Gint is building a G castle here. All the people talk about Mugesi is building there. Much of the people have their own projects they are going. Much of those money, they were collected with the Kangi himself. And he never knew the point on how. That's why we always talk about sometime gauge much of the things that are coming to you. But don't default and think about everything will ever flow the way you think that it will ever flow. That's why you see much of the money is now decreasing like a safari rally. And talking about, oh, this kind of the people are going to be giving them a strike, or going to be giving them. But those kind of the things will never work. The fact is, you ever strike this one, somebody comes out with another one, and making sure that you're going to be splitting like a safari rally. That's the real fact. And for us to move forward, we should make sure that everything is absconded. And we should not just talk about, oh, this kind of the person is this way, is brutally handled because of talking about, oh, Kangi we ever knew. The only thing is we ever understood that everything was coming out very fantastic and so elaborative and very immersive and making sure that so guys, whenever I'm just giving this kind of the content here, I'm having the banana here which is ripe, and the banana is ripe here, and I'm just making sure that whenever the camera gonna be going off, they've gonna be eating much of the banana. Everything is so fantastic here. Oh, the dogs here, security is tight. Somebody to try me. Somebody trying me. Hey, come. Yeah. What are you doing? Hey, you German. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, everything is awesome here. Exactly. So here we have much of the moment here. The dogs are now making sure that they are just pinpointing much of their own statement here. Everything is so fantastic. We're just going to be getting to get much of the vibe that's going on and to the G-Castle here, so that everything can just go on good. Hey, no, man. Hey, you want to steal my bananas here? This banana going to be going to inside there. No problem. You just leave it there.
It's very big.
It's very big, yeah. We're going to be eating it. How are you, man?
I'm good.
Everything is fantastic?
Fantastic.
You're called Ragma. You have closed the school?
Yes.
You are now outside here to make sure you are flatting.
Flatting, exactly.
Are you sure? Do you know what's flatting?
Flatting. Like you can just dive on water and go flatting. You don't understand?
This is the generation that we have the engineers of, talk about the future engineers.
Gen Z.
Flatting is katia.
Katia. I don't have.
You don't have what? Cucumber. It is there, man.
I have it here,
so,
but I don't know how to
do what?
To katia. To flat.
So who are you?
I'm just there.
You know, whenever we were being asked in school, who are you? I am a boy. I'm not a girl. This is a victory I want to do.
Yes.
Blue band. Bye 0. 0.0 is alarm panda. I am a boy. I'm not a girl. Hey, it was so fantastic during that time.
I'm a boy.
Yeah, you are a boy. You are not a garo. Exactly. You know the conmam was talking about garo. You garo. The conmam. Yeah. Even right now, whenever she's gonna be talking about that garo, you can talk that garo. Exactly. So everything is good. Go check Ragma. It's _
Ragma.
Exactly. Go check him there. Gonna be having much of the moment here. They're always with Sigano here, making sure that everything is so fantastic here and there, and everything's so good, huh?
Yes.
Exactly. Go check him there and vibe with him, and everything gonna be coming to you live, which is one-on-one, supporting the young talents that are gonna be growing and making the happiness and enjoyment. So whenever they got so much of the shadowment here, they're gonna be feeling even carifragist, very good, and talk about today. Even they're gonna be watching this kind of the video, so they can just hear whenever they were there, and that's the very fantastic moment that we want to be having here. So much of the boys here, they are democratizing here and everything is so good. Hey, how are you?
I'm fine.
That is a browsing, yeah? Browsing. Yes. Everything is good. Much of the moment here. So the boys are just using my the Wi-Fi here, making sure that everything is enjoyable here. That's the real fact here. And yeah, so today we have just make sure that this kind of the area is clean as meticulous. Hey, you. I told you to remove all this kind of the stuffs here, man. Tomorrow is another day. Exactly. So guys, the area is so clean, and we have the sedimentation tank here that we're going to be collecting much of the water. So right now, guys, very soon I'm going to be bringing much of the catfish here. And this kind of the other fish pond here, it's now becoming full of water. So I'm going to be cleaning because of some of the leaves here. The last time that it rained cats and dogs in terms of the hailstones here, it brought much of the leaves from attaching to the trees here. They just fall onto the water surface, and they're the ones that are just bringing some shenanigans there a little bit. But everything's so fantastic here. We're going to be making sure that we're securing everything here. So the water is democratizing, and we're going to be having much of the rearment of the fish and to the fish ponds here. Oh, the dogs are all, and everything so goes right now. They are so big enough, and I think 3 of them that are pregnant, we're going to be taking care of them. That's the fantastic moment here. My father is here, and he's a little bit having so big coat here. How are you?
Yeah,
you are relaxing. Yeah? Not fine?
I'm quite fine.
Oh, quite fine.
Yeah.
Everything is okay?
Yeah.
So it's only the coldness.
Yeah.
Exactly. So chilling a little bit here, checking on how the things are just happening to the real regime of right now here to make sure that everything is so fantastic. I think, Fundi Duke is already gone. You are around, man? Or you are voharing the virago and going? Voharing the virago.
I'm voharing the virago.
It's called voharing the virago. It's just getting off from the work. So how is everything, man?
Everything.
Today was logistically not good match because today in the morning there was not electricity. We had a blackout.
Electricity
Cornering. So we started the work around 11.
Yeah.
Around 11, yeah? And right now, where have you reached, man, in terms of no entry? That it's too dark inside there. Nobody can even see how the things are just happening.
Okay,
the windows are complete.
The windows are complete.
Yeah. The door.
The emergency door, I've only left with the fittings.
Fittings.
Yeah, there is that part where we are going to put the names. So.
Oh, the door gonna be having the name, the G and C. It's gonna be the real G, which is the G Castle.
G Castle.
GC, exactly. Gonna be soft, meticulous, fantastic moment. Gonna be the one of much of the people gonna be checking on this kind of the G Castle so they can just orient themselves here. So everything is going on good.
Everything is going on.
So it means that tomorrow you finish the doors and start the bedroom or the other side bedroom or windows there.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm finishing everything concerning the sitting room.
Yeah.
And also the emergency door.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm finishing.
Yeah.
If the electricity will not corner because that is what.
Right now it's I don't know why. And they talk about we are using hydroelectric power, which is driven with the water. So, but whenever it rains now, water volume is high, so as electricity now can come in surges, but it is now cut. I don't know why. I don't know why in Africa.
Electricity was connected with that rain risk.
Or rain risk.
Yeah, whenever it starts to rain that heavily with the thunderstorm and earthquakes, so that
blackout.
Risk,
blackout.
That's the electricity, yeah.
Oh,
it
that's
switches it off.
So why is it gonna having somewhere affections? Because I know.
Because of destroying people's things inside the house because of that
lightning. Yeah. But in the electric power, they have something that is going earthen.
That earthen. Sometimes it overpowers it and enters the wire, so
it enter and enter the system and
so that's why
do terrible mistakes there. Oh, that's why. So in Africa, whenever it starts rain, whenever you're coming to Africa, no, there's no electricity.
No, not in Africa. Actually, it is
in Africa.
It is low in
in
rural areas. Like
Africa.
Urban, where I am in Mombasa, whenever it rains, when it rains until cats and dogs and it goes to elephant and I don't know what. It can't go off.
Oh, it goes to elephant also.
When it rains, it rains until it floods.
Oh, it floods.
It did in Dubai.
Oh,
and it did in Nairobi.
Oh,
also.
but the only thing is, if it appears in Nyabuhanse is where? Is in Kenya. So it appears in Kenya. We have a problem. So if it appears in Kenya and even in a rural area in Tanzania, in a rural area in Burundi, a rural area in Guinea-Bissau. So it means that in Africa we have that problem. That's where the quotation is. So everything's going good, and we are just living, and we're gonna be bouncing back to him, and we're gonna be having him self as shout out, man. Yeah, man.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. I'm seeing my channel is going. Right
now, how many are you, man?
I'm at 630 something.
630
in the morning, I saw it was 634.
Yeah.
But I think that is the updates of the YouTube.
Update. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But when it will update up until such a time.
Yeah. It's gonna be increasing.
Yeah.
That's the best moment. So, guys, it's called Fundi.
Fundi Duke.
Fundi.
DY.
Fundi. F-U-N-D.
Y.
F-U-N-D-Y. Fundi.
Fundi, yeah.
Yeah. Which is F-U-N-D-Y. Duke is Duke, which is Duke. Duke. Exactly. And go subscribe, like, share, comment, and we are just growing together as a team and making sure that we represent the G Castle here to make sure that security purposes are with the standard, with the immensified moment, and making sure that everything is coming to you live, which is one-on-one. And we like this kind of the moment because it has not been easy for him even to reach this kind of the position from Mombasa.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be having even I talked about Strongman 254. And even
also from Mombasa.
From Mombasa. Even the guy called In Concept Interior Studios. You're going to be democratizing it to make sure that the interior design is formulated. And we're going to be having much more. Maybe you're going to be having Damaris. She's called Sky Art Deco. To finish now with the seats and everything.
Yeah.
And even to put my bed. make sure that even the screen is working, the Wi-Fi. Yeah. And we're going to be having Waigwa the Great. Going to be making sure that the CCTVs and the solar panels are working.
Yeah.
So we're going to be using every kind of the moment. You just keep waiting, because whenever even the party going to be coming, it's going to be so lit.
Yeah. Are you inviting people from outside for the party?
People start booking tickets. I'm going to be giving you the real, whenever you see, I announce. Whenever I will announce, we are at 85 complete of the house.
Yeah.
Guys, send money here so as you can just have this kind of the G Castle finished. So as you can just make sure that much of the people are getting jealousy. Too much jealousy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Support Gintu and make it happen.
Yeah.
Or whenever they support me, you are also feeding.
I'm also eating. My kids are...
that's the best moment you're going to be doing. Guys, support whenever you're going to be watching this kind of the video, wherever you're coming from, support the real G and make it happen, because it has not been easy for us to reach this kind of the brim. Make it happen.
And also those people who tested the barbecue at the...
now they're going to be getting it now at the top of the deck. Imagine.
You are there?
I'm the real Caparo. Meaning that the real chef.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And making sure that spinning with the meat, the ribs.
Yeah.
You know, now we are dealing with the village life. The fishes will be there. The good thing is, I'm going to be providing much of the area, making sure that the green zone going to be there, the fish zone going to be there. Talk about we have a very good and a meticulous highland up there.
Yeah.
So it will be democratizing very better. And people will just be cherishing there and make sure we have so many trees. And the monkeys we're not forgetting monkeys. We have so many monkeys here. And people will be praying with the monkeys and the baby monkeys
here. How do
we
call those small things that are in the stones at the
mountain? Those ones there. Those ones are called are they squirrels?
Squirrels.
Are they squirrels? Something like that?
They are squirrels.
They're squirrels, eh?
Yeah.
So you have so many squirrels here. And also, not forgetting, you have the G-dogs. We have dogs. Whenever they're going to be coming, my 3 female dogs are going to be mbwe. You understand? So you're going to be having so many, they call it puppies. We're going to be having some puppies and some many dogs here, so that people can just talk about, if you're going to be booking a dog here, you're going to be giving me a coco dog. Go with the coco dog to even America. Sometimes introduce there and you bring. Talk about an African shepherd, which is called a coco dog. And you're going to be enjoying your moment there. Talking about
Nyaboanse shepherd.
But the problem is it's going to be called now the G shepherds. The G shepherds.
The G shepherds.
Yeah, because I'm the producer, but not the inserter. No, I'm not the inserter. I'm the producer of them.
The father of the product.
Yeah, the father of the product, but not the person who is making them to come. No. So the fact is always coming out. Thank you very much for you being tuned and also supporting each other and making sure that we are growing as a team. Go support Fundi Duke, Fundy.
Road to success.
Road to success. Let's make it happen.
Make sure my mission is accomplished, guys.
My mission is accomplished.
My mission is accomplished.
Exactly.
Monetization and also the securing of the G Castle.
Exactly. Everything gonna be so fantastic. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Much of this is gonna be coming to you live, which is 1-on-1. As I finish this kind of the vibe coming out from the G Castle, thank you very much for everyone who's been tuned and locked in. We're gonna be making things to have a change. This is how we're gonna be making it, and this is the moment that we're gonna be cherishing and making it happen. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Support the Rigi and make things happen outside here, because we are we and we're gonna be we. As we're gonna be making it, we're gonna be securing out our own passion and making sure that we are risk takers here. The real G, the real vibe. The G Castle is moving, but whenever I come here, it's not yet because the brim there is still having its own conscience moment there. But we are going to be coming down. So we're going to be coming down, we're going to be now reflecting. For the people who are just upper side there, they're going to be checking at the G Castle now. It's going to be reflecting the red, white brims there. And so fantastic. So we're going to be coming down here and everything going to be coming to you live, which is 1-on-1. As everyone is just leaving from the work, it's already 6, approaching 7 at the evening. And people are just getting out of the spot here and leaving much of the point. Thank you very much, bro. Next time, exactly, gonna be leaving this kind of the session. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Much of the things are coming to you live, and let me check much of the dogs here so I can just treat them with much of the food, and everything gonna be coming to you live. So keep it tuned. Next time, next vibe. Support the real G, make it happen. Much of the things still coming. You can just talk about Gint. I want to make sure that I'm finishing something here. I'm gonna talk about a polo. Gintu A, woo, Gintu B, yeah man, Gintu C, Diet, Gintu D, Rare, Wagwan, Pulo, keep it tuned. Vibe, nice vibe, next time.